week's Fortnite Battle Royale update is out today, November 14th, and in this is actually one of the larger gameplay changing updates that we've seen recently. Most of the recent updates have been just mostly bug fixes, but this update actually brings a new trap, more sensitivity changes, and some minor gameplay changes, and obviously the bug fixes and UI updates to improve performance. The largest thing in this update is called a new trap called the launch pad. This trap will shoot you into the air and allow you to redeploy your glider and glide around the map. I think this will be interesting if you want to travel a great distance in a short amount of time, but I don't think this will be really that useful in late game scenarios, since you'll mostly be defenseless as you're gliding around. You won't be able to shoot back at the enemies. You might be a pretty hard target to hit, but since you can't shoot back, you're at a pretty large disadvantage in pretty much any fight. I think the main times you will want to use this is either if you have to move across the map quickly to get to the circle. Let's say if you drop Flush Factory, it's very unlikely that the circle will start up towards you. So let's say you drop Flush Factory and then the circle starts up towards Retail or Tomato Town. In general, you would have to run a great distance and really be in a rush to loot everything. But if you have this trap, if you happen to find this, you can pop it and then just use that to glide over towards Retail. It'll still take probably a decent amount of time, but you'll be able to get there much faster than if you were just walking on the ground. Once again, you'll obviously be pretty vulnerable, but most players probably won't be looking up towards the skies, so you probably will be able to cover a pretty decent area of distance rather quickly. So it'll make some of these towards the edge looting locations more attractive towards you, because you'll be able to quickly traverse the map if you find one of these traps. I think also, depending on how high you go, this could be super helpful for climbing mountains, especially if you wanted to do it quickly and somewhat quietly. Let's say if someone built a house on top of the mountain, you could drop this trap and then glide in rather than building up to it and making a lot of noise. And you would also be less exposed when you're building. If you're building up to a mountain, you're pretty exposed, but if you just glide there, you'll be less exposed. Also, if you just want to hide on the mountain, if you build up to it, people are going to know you're there, but if you glide up to it, they likely won't. And that's a pretty big advantage for you, especially because if you're just hiding up there, if you build a base, they're obviously going to see it, but if you hide in a bush or something up there, you could probably catch a lot of people off guard if they aren't prepared to find you. Like I said, it's a very high risk thing because you'll be pretty much defenseless, but if you do, there are some situations where this could be very helpful. I don't think this is going to be a huge game changer, it's just going to be nice in some niche circumstances. It could also be useful for getting off of high ground, if you drop it on top of a mountain and then glide down to the ground. That could also be pretty helpful. Unfortunately, sensitivity has also been changed again, and I think this is the third time in a little over a month that they have changed sensitivity, and it's really annoying to get used to a new sensitivity and new settings, and then they just go and change it again. This sensitivity update is kind of minor compared to some of the previous ones, but the most important changes in this sensitivity are for scoped weapons, where at the highest setting, scoped weapons were still too slow. So now you'll be able to bump up your scoped sensitivity and have that actually mean something, and you'll have a fast reactionary sensitivity with the scoped weapons like the sniper and the scoped assault rifle. They changed sensitivities to show us from 1 to 10 rather than 0.1 to 1.0. This is more of just how it's displayed, but they did say that sensitivities may feel slightly different in this new update. I'm hoping this doesn't really feel that different, and I'm hoping it's mainly just the snipers, because that's something that I would be happy with. It really is annoying to get used to a whole new sensitivity for every type of weapon. Now into more of the general gameplay changes. The main gameplay change in this update is centered around medium ammo. In duos, medium ammo will now drop in stacks of 14, and in squads, medium ammo will now drop in stacks of 20. I think these changes are pretty good. In a previous update, medium ammo was changed to drop in stacks of 10 rather than 20, and that really got out of hand in solo. But I feel in duos and squads, it was actually pretty good. 10 is too low at times for duos and squads, especially if you don't find that many rifles or don't find that many ammo boxes. Everyone's probably going to be running low on ammo for most of the game. Or if you kill people and they happen to not really have that much ammo either, you're going to be low on ammo. So I think these changes will work well, especially in duos and squads. I'm happy that they changed it per game mode, and this is something that I talked about with one of my friends when they did initially change it to 20, and it was kind of out of hand for solo. I think for solo, 10 is fine, but in duos and squads, that was just a little bit too low. It is nice to have the possibility to run out of ammo if you aren't smart about your fights and how you use your ammo. But I think these changes are a nice middle ground to not run out all the time and not run out because you make bad decisions. You'll probably have a good amount of ammo if you are smart with your ammo. For now, these ammo changes will only be found in ammo boxes, treasure chests, and supply drops, but eventually floor loot will also be changed to represent these amount of ammo numbers. There were also some very minor gameplay changes, but aside from that, those are the main changes: the ammo, the sensitivity, and the new trap. They made it to where one of the melee weapons was hitting too fast or something like that. They fixed that, and they also changed how you pick things up. Now I think if you pick up a stack of something, it'll just fill your stack rather than filling your stack and then dropping something. Whereas before, say you had 8 bandages and then you went to hit a stack of 15, you would get 7 and then excess some. I think now you'll just get you'll just fill up to what you have, and then you would have to hit it again to actually trade out. So that'll be pretty nice, but that's not really that big of a change. The rest of this update was really just bug fixes, UI updates, and just general performance things that none of the bugs really seemed that large and were really that important to go into. Like I said, the main things with this update were the new trap, which is going to change how you navigate the map in some situations, the ammo changes, and hopefully the sensitivity, which is only affecting the scoped weapons. That's going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful in some way, please give it a like rating, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching.